Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel's Mike's Talks and Thoughts here, back in with another video for you guys. And today we are here with another top 10 video here on the channel, and today we will be doing top 10 TV characters introductions. Now this video will have a follow-up as well to characters with the best conclusions here. But yeah, here getting into this list here of the top 10 introductions. Of course, this is all just my opinion here. 10 characters who I think just had the best introductions into a TV show. This could be either in their pilot episode of the show or coming in later on in the show. Just characters that had the most impactful, the most memorable, and of course, like I said, the best introductions into their respective TV shows here. Before I get started here, let me know down in the comment section below your favorite character introduction here, and let me know what you think here of my list for the characters for this top 10 here. Starting out here at number 10, we have Jimmy Keene from Blackbird here. This is a very underrated show. Taron Egerton here is an absolutely incredible actor here, and my pick here for the 2023 Emmys for actor in a limited series here. He does such a great job playing the charismatic, charming, and crazy, I will say, Jimmy Keene. I love his introduction here in the first episode of Blackbird. You get thrown right into this crazy cartel situation where one of the guys that he's dealing with, one of his partners, is stealing from him, and just having to deal with how he's going to assess the situation. The one guy is, fed up, with this guy stealing his product, and Jimmy sort of has to be the mediator here, and it just throws you right into the chaos here. Something similar to what they do with Marty and Ozark. I don't have Marty here on this list, but he's a very similar comparison here. But yeah, I loved Jimmy Keene's intro to find out about his sentence in prison, and of course him trying to work with the FBI. I think that they do such a great job just overall in this entire introduction episode of bringing Jimmy Keene right to your face, and a very underrated introduction in TV history. Coming here at number 9, we have Jack Shephard from Lost here. Now, Lost here is a crazy show with so many crazy things going on. And of course, that infamous pilot episode here, Jack waking up here and the plane crashing, everyone freaking out here. And I think it's just incredible. Of course, Jack is sort of the focal point as he's the protagonist of the show. So you see it mainly from his point of view of what he's kind of going through and seeing everyone here at the crash site here, and it is just an amazing introduction. They throw you right in. I love character introductions that just throw you right into there. No need to give us explanation of anything. Just throw us right into the chaos here, and that's exactly what they do with Lost here, and Jack Shephard here with his character taking the focal point here, trying to be the hero as he always does in Lost here. Coming here next at number 8, we have Tracy from How I Met Your Mother here. Now, Tracy here, of course, the mother, is someone who we had been waiting on the entire show to find out who this is, what they looked like, and of course, the whole premise of the show is finding out about the mother here. And I really like Tracy's introduction of her getting the ticket here on the train and starting to build the foundation here of Ted finally meeting her. I will say, of course, like most people, her conclusion definitely wasn't as good as her introduction, but I think that she had an amazing introduction. She was a great character. Kind of wish they would have introduced her a little bit sooner in the show. That would be my only thing. They always hinted at her earlier on in the show, but in season 8 here, we finally get to see what Tracy looks like for the first time here, and her opening conversation with Ted here is absolutely incredible as well, if you want to count that as her introduction to the story here. Yeah, I think that she definitely has one of the better introductions here, especially here for a character that came in after the pilot episode and almost towards the end of the show. Coming here at number 7, we have another character who was not in their pilot episode but came in later on in the show and had an absolutely crazy introduction here. and that is going to be Michonne here from The Walking Dead, appearing at the end of season 2 here. And we see at the end of season 2 all the chaos and everyone started getting split up here, and Michonne, of course, coming out of nowhere to help Andrea. But a fun fact about that scene is the actress who played Michonne was actually not even cast yet for the role. They had someone else with a hood on and, of course, with the katanas here playing Michonne. So they didn't even know who they were going to cast yet for that role. But it was so interesting to see just such a mysterious presence coming in at the very end. When do you see a character introduction, at the end of a season? Tracy was an example here, and now Michonne, of just a new character coming in, and what they have to bring in. Michonne was crazy after that. She had a lot of great memorable moments, but for me, one of my favorite moments from her was, of course, her introduction episode. Coming in here at number 6, we have Lucas Hood from Banshee, played by the magnificent Anthony Starr here, of course, known for his role as Homelander here, but I just love his introduction as Lucas Hood. We follow him as he's coming out of prison here, this 15-year-long sentence that he has, and of course the whole bar scene here that really sets the tone for the whole show, of him assuming the identity of the sheriff of the town that was going to be coming in, and it just makes for a really kick-ass introduction to Banshee Man, and finding out everything about this crazy town of Banshee and who sort of runs it, the politics behind it, this new sheriff that's coming in and working with the police department, and of course, like I said, him coming out from this 15-year sentence and finding out, about his partners in the past and what is he going to do when he gets out. It was super interesting introduction here, one of my favorite pilot episodes as well, and for that reason here, Lucas Hood is going to crack my top 10. Moving in here to the top 5 here, and coming in here at number 5, I have Dexter Morgan from, of course, Dexter here. This is one of my favorite pilots of all time. I love the opening monologue scene with Dexter Morgan. Tonight's the night, and it's going to keep happening again and again. Super iconic. I've seen the pilot like 5 times now. It's one of my all-time favorites, and just setting the tone, and Dexter's first kill here, taking out a pedo here, which of course I think a lot of people enjoyed that being the first kill of the show here, and introducing his relationship with the rest of the police department here, and his sister and his girlfriend, and it just does such a great job of establishing Dexter as this crazy serial killer, but also trying to be so likable as well, because Michael C. Hall does such a great job in this role here, and Dexter just captivated audiences, captivated me, and drew me in so much. And I think Michael C. Hall and Dexter just did that so well with just a strong introduction, bringing the show so much praise from the pilot. Coming here at number 4, speaking about pilot episodes, we have Michael Scofield from Prison Break, my all-time favorite TV pilot here. For any of you Prison Break fans, you guys know Michael is a crazy genius here, and the opening scene with him, of course, having an armed robbery on the bank here, and going after Lincoln here, and trying to become good in with the prison here, and getting Lincoln out of prison here. It was such an amazing introduction. Him reviewing at the very end of the episode the blueprints to the prison here, and setting out this entire plan. Of course, the title of the show, Prison Break, to break out of prison. It was incredible. I loved every single second that Michael was on screen in the pilot episode, and just such a great job of building that, animosity towards whatever is going to happen in this show, and bringing so much life into this dead prison, I would say. Coming in here at number 3, we have Oberyn Martell here from Game of Thrones. Now, Game of Thrones had a lot of characters who I was thinking, Ned Stark, Jaime Lannister, Tywin Lannister. There were so many great introductions here in the pilot episode, but my all-time favorite introduction in Game of Thrones and one of my favorites in TV history is going to be Oberyn Martell here. One of my favorite characters of all time here. I absolutely loved Pedro Pascal in this role. He comes in and gets right to the point here, confronting Tyrion and Tywin and basically just making himself known. Like, he is going to be in the capital here, making his way down for the wedding here, and just, you can already tell off the bat his hatred for the Lannisters and what he has planned and sort of what he has up his sleeve here. It's going to be so interesting to see, and goosebumps, man. Just absolute goosebumps when Oberyn was on screen here. I love rewatching Oberyn's introduction into the show. They did such a great job in building this new character out of nowhere that is going to become a menace for the future events of Game of Thrones here. Coming here next at number 2, I have Raymond Reddington from the Blacklist here. Now, my all-time favorite opening scene of a TV show is going to be the Blacklist, and that is going to be when Raymond, of course, turns himself into the FBI here. I just am so captivated by this scene. They don't really throw us into the chaos, but it sort of is in that way. You're sort of confused on what's going on, trying to figure out what's happening, and it's just something you wouldn't think to see, just like Raymond, of course, sitting right outside the FBI, walking in and surrendering himself and officially creating the Blacklist to give to the FBI and working with them. So it does such a great job of establishing that right away. And like I said, just that opening scene was great. I think the pilot's very underrated as well. It's one of my favorite pilot episodes of all time, just in general. But that opening scene really takes the cake here. One of my favorite introductions and my favorite pilot introduction for a character here. But coming in here at number 1 for the top 10 best TV character introductions has got to be Negan from The Walking Dead here. This, of course, a very infamous one that almost everyone in the TV world here knows about, but of course we got to talk about it. Negan, of course, coming in at the very end of season 6. He had been rumored for a while, of course, and from the comics, but also in season 6 his name gets floated around a lot, and we finally get to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan bring this character to life at the end of season 6, and he is just such a freaking menace, man. So scary, even though a lot of people who are or aren't Walking Dead fans know, of course, about the deaths that, of course, are brought about with Negan coming into the show. It just still builds so much tension, just Negan with his charisma and the way that he just scares Rick and his group here. It, like I was mentioning earlier, goosebumps. This is one that just gives you goosebumps, man. His speech to Rick and everything that he does to Rick and his group in the end of season 6 and into episode number 1 for season 7. To me, it's the greatest introduction of a TV character of all time. Just throwing you right into the mix. Negan had been mentioned throughout most of season 6 here, and getting to see him at the end here, especially I feel like if you watched binge style like I did for The Walking Dead, you were able to watch season 6 and season 7, of course, those episodes back to back. A lot of people, when those episodes came out, were frustrated how they left us on a cliffhanger for season 6, but if you watch them as one continuous episode, I just think that they did Negan's introduction flawlessly, and comes in here at number 1 for my TV introductions list. So yeah, that is going to do it here for my top 10 TV introductions. Let me know down in the comment section below, like I said, your favorite TV character introduction of all time, and be sure to stay tuned for the conclusions list as well. But yeah, that's going to do it, everyone. Take care and peace out.